If you receive a lot of emails and want to manage them more efficiently, rules can be a great tool. They allow you to automatically sort, prioritize, or act on incoming messages based on criteria you define. Let's get started. So in Outlook, there's more than one way to create rules. I'm going to show you the easiest method, but before I do that, let me explain to you what I'm about to show you. So essentially, I'm going to show you how can I have the program automatically place particular emails from a sender into a particular folder. Like in this case, I have these 4 folders that I have set up rules for. Anything coming into my inbox from any of these people, the program automatically places them into these folders. So how does that happen? So I'm going to create a rule for a person by the name of Omar Lopez, so that anything that comes in from that person into my inbox is going to be placed in here. Okay. So before I do that, I need to first create that location or that destination. So I'm going to right click on the inbox with my mouse and then choose the option that says create new subfolder. And then here I'm going to enter the name of that person. Okay, so there's a name. And of course, if I go to that folder, it's empty, there's nothing in there because I have not applied the rule yet. If I go back to my inbox, I could, if I really had the time, there's one from Omar Lopez, I could go and manually drag and drop into that particular folder all the emails from that person. So if I now go back to that folder, I can see that there's one email from that person. So I could keep on doing the same thing down the line, but of course I could go down the line manually dragging and dropping all those emails from that person, but of course I'm not going to do that. I'm going to simply create a rule for that. The first thing you're going to do to start creating the rule is to go to that email that you want to create the rule for. Okay, so in this case, it's Omar Lopez. So once you find that email, then you're going to do a right click on the mouse, go down to the option that says Advanced Actions, and select Create a Rule. Okay, so the rule is described as follows: always move messages from Omar Lopez to this folder. So remember that I created that folder earlier, Omar Lopez. So I'm going to simply click on the drop down arrow and then select that folder. If it's not listed here, you can simply do a search for that and it'll come up. Okay, so I'll select Omar Lopez, and at this time I can simply click on OK and it'll create the rule. It would not run the rule yet. Okay, so if I wanted to further add more conditions to the rule, I can go to the more options link here, and at this point I'm able to see that I can apply more conditions and more actions to this particular rule. In this case, I want to simply keep it simple. Okay, and notice that I can click on save in order to create the rule, but if I wanted to also save and start running the rule, at that point I can simply check that off and then click on save. And so these conditions would be executed for that particular rule. Okay, so the condition is that anything from Omar Lopez, I want for the program to move it to a folder called Omar Lopez. So if I click on save, it'll start executing that rule. But just to let you know that there's more conditions you can set, more actions you can set to the rules. You notice here, right on the condition, there's another option here. There's a link here that says add a condition. So for example, I can say, okay, besides applying this condition from Omar Lopez, I can maybe say, okay, if my name appears on the to line, that's another condition that I can add. I want you to add it to that folder. This is the action. If I want to add another condition where maybe the subject includes a particular keyword they may be looking for, you can add that keyword there. Let's say it's about training. Okay. And you can continue down the line adding any more conditions that you may like for that rule. Okay, so in this case, once again, I'm just going to keep it simple. I just want for the rule to do the following. Have emails from Omar Lopez be moved to a folder called Omar Lopez. Okay, and so same thing for actions. You could add more actions. If I go to add another action and then click on the drop down arrow, I can copy that email to another location. I can pin to the top. I can mark as read, and so on and so on and so forth. I can even forward it to someone else. Okay, and if I do that, then I can specify the email address for that person right there. You can even add an exception. Do not apply the rule if the following happens to be true. For example, the incoming email is set up as important, for example. Okay. So again, these are optional. You don't have to go to this extreme. But in my case, like I said, I'm just going to keep it very simple to where I want for the program to simply get all the emails from my inbox and place them in this folder called Omar Lopez. So I'm going to ensure that this is turned on, run the rule now, and then click on save. And you're going to momentarily see that it's going to start running, as you can see there. Okay, so even at this point, if I close this window, I can see right next to the inbox the little progress wheel turning, meaning that it's now the program is now going through the entire listing of all the emails in the inbox and looking for that particular email. If I go to the Omar Lopez folder, I should see now emails from that person there populating. Congratulations, you have set up a rule in Outlook. You can create as many rules as you need, and they will work in the background to help you manage your emails more effectively. If you want to modify or delete a rule later, you can go back to the settings in Outlook, to the rules window, and make the changes you need. Thank you for watching and happy emailing.